The call of the mountains is irresistible. For every person who loves the high of heights, the thrill of vertical challenges and the adventure of tough climbs, the mighty Mount Everest is the final frontier. Since time immemorial, the towering, enigmatic, treacherous, alluring, snow-capped Mount Everest has stirred the soul of mountaineers. Thousands have started their climb from its foothills, their hearts singing with hope. Many have lost their lives along the way, their quest ending in a snowy grave. But the victors who reached the top have tasted the heady exhilaration of touching the skies, kissing the heavens and having the world at their feet. And to succumb afresh to this temptation was an 11-member team from the Himalayan Mountaineering Institute, Darjeeling. Under the experienced leadership of Colonel Neeraj Rana, the principal of the institute. The team consisted of Subedar Mahavir Singh, Lakpa Norbu Sherpa, Nodup Bhutia, Pavel Sharma, Havaldar Kamal Nayan, Lance Nayak Inder Singh Adhikari, Nayak Yamuna Prasad, Puchung Sherpa, Somendu Mordunge, and Nayak Narendra. On 13th April 2012, the team was flagged off in New Delhi by Mr. Subhash Chandra, Joint Secretary, G&Air, Ministry of Defence. On the following day, that is the 14th, the team flew to Kathmandu from the Indira Gandhi International Airport, New Delhi. The next few days were spent in Kathmandu only to make final preparations and obtain required clearances from various ministries. 17th April, the team flew to Lukla, landing at one of the smallest airfields in the world at a height of 2,884 meters. And on that day itself, the team marched on foot to Pakding at a height of 1,800 meters. The 4-hour-long trek was covered in merely 1 hour 50 minutes, and this initial descent was only the beginning of the exceedingly demanding and challenging ascent to follow. (18th April). The team started moving to Namche Bazar at a height of 3,200 meters. Once again, the 6-hour-long trek was covered merely in 4. After resting there for the night, the team spent the following day there only to get acclimatized to the climate and conditions. 20th April was the day for another 400 meters ascent to Tangboche at a height of 3,600 meters. The climb continued on the following day as well, with the team reaching Feriche at 3,950 meters. Here, the team rested for the night and spent the entire 22nd for rest and further acclimatization. Refreshed and recharged, the team set out for another 650 meters ascent to Lobuche on the 23rd, and after a short 5-hour rest, moved up to Gorakshep on the 24th at a height of 4,900 meters. 25th April marked the beginning of the next phase as the team reached the Everest Base Camp at a height of 5,300 meters. The following 5 days were spent in acclimatizing and sorting out all the loads for further climb. It was here that the instructors were put through a small refresher training capsule, which was one of the objectives of launching this expedition. And for that very reason, the entire exercise was called Refresher Training cum Expedition.
As far as the HMI instructors are concerned, every 2 years a refresher training cum expedition is taken out for the HMI, and the last expedition was to Mount Bakalu in 2009, and it was now a gap of 2 years that again a refresher training cum expedition had to be undertaken. And since the institute had not attempted Everest from the south side, so I decided that we should undertake this expedition from south, from the Nepal side. And also the other advantage or the reason for taking out this expedition was that the instructors would get a 8,000 meter peak under their belt, and so many trainees coming to the institute, they all ask as to what are the qualifications or what all peaks have the instructors climbed. So higher the mountain or the better technical climb a mountain is, so the instructors were given a chance to climb Everest this time.
A puja was performed on the 29th to seek the mountain god's blessings for strength and success. The first day of the new month, that is the 1st of May, was also a day of new beginning, which indeed was going to be as demanding as it was challenging. Armed with faith, grit and determination, the team moved through the infamous and treacherous Khumbu Icefall and established Camp 1 at a height of 5,900 meters. On that day itself, the team returned to the base camp with the climb up and down taking almost 9 hours. The next 2 days marked complete rest, recuperation and rejuvenation. 4th May. The team occupied Camp 1 and spent the night there. On the 5th, it moved for Lode Ferry to Camp 2 at 6,300 meters and returned. After resting there for 2 days, they again occupied Camp 2 on the 8th to rest there for another 2 days before further ascent. The day, 11th May. The goal, to establish Camp 3 at a height of 7,300 meters, which was not to be. As the team reached a height of 7,000 meters, menacing high winds hit hard, forcing them to return to Camp 2. After Lode Ferry, Camp 3 was successfully established on 3rd May, and the team returned to Camp 2. 3 days later, on the 17th, the team finally occupied Camp 3 and spent the night there. The weatherman, on the one hand, predicted the 18th and the 19th as friendly days for the climb, but on the other, cautioned the team to leave the mountains earliest by the 20th, as it was likely to be hit by high winds. Fully prepared, the team left for Camp 4 on 18th May. At a height of 8,000 meters, it is famously known as the South Col and infamously called the Death Zone. After reaching Camp 4 at around 2:30 p.m. and resting for only about 5 hours, the team readied itself for further ascent at about 7:30 p.m. As the first attempts to scale the peak were made, the weatherman's prediction went awry. The menacing high winds were preponed. Despite adverse and unfriendly conditions, the leader took a call to climb. But within a couple of hours, the weather, which had turned from bad to worse, turned again, possibly to the worst, with high winds hitting hard at 70 kilometers per hour. At a height of 8,200 meters, the leader finally decided to return to South Col, and so did the other 8 teams on the mission. But the treacherous weather did take its toll, and by the 19th afternoon, rumors of many climbers dying started doing the rounds. On the next day came the official confirmation of 4 deaths. However, on their second attempt, the team confirmed a total of 11 deaths, 9 above South Col, just below the balcony, and another 2 deaths on Lhotse. Sensibly, on the 19th itself, the team decided to retreat to Camp 2 at 6,300 meters. Despite unfriendly weather, the leader took a call not to go any further down. It sure was a difficult decision, as the next window for climbing was still 5 to 7 days away. But being thorough professionals, all of them agreed to stay put there only. 23rd May. As the team moved up to Camp 3, the leader decided to send 6 of his best climbers to scale the summit, and himself chose to stay back. Not an easy decision indeed.
It was a very tough call, and being a leader and with so much of experience behind me as far as mountaineering is concerned, I have learned with my experience that you always need an anchor at the base or at whichever camp, so that one can control the team. And since out of these 6 there were 3 raw climbers, and when I say raw climbers, I mean to say is that they are experienced instructors with me, but they have never had the opportunity to go beyond 8,000 meters. So since they were absolutely raw climbers as far as 8,000 meter peak was concerned, I took a call that if some untoward incident, God forbid, takes place, somebody has to control the situation at that point in time. It was a very tough call. I really gave it a thought for about 15-20 minutes lying in my tent, and finally I took the call that I should stay back and control all these 6 members once they are climbing up.
24th morning. The team moved up and reached South Col at 2 p.m. and rested for a few hours before the impending climb at 7 p.m. Thankfully, the weather looked calm and friendly. At 7:10 p.m., the final ascent began, and the team got its first taste of success when 3 climbers, Puchung Sherpa, Havaldar Kamal Nayan and Nayak Yamuna Prasad, reaching the summit at 3:21 a.m. on the 25th. A few hours later, 2 more climbers, Subedar Mahavir Singh and Pavel Sharma, were at the peak between 7 and 7:30 a.m. By now, the last member, Nodup Bhutia, was lagging behind. As the time was running out, the leader gave him half an hour to either try and scale the summit or return. But finally, it was success for all, as at 7:50 a.m., Nodup summited the peak as the last man.
My health was not supporting me. I was thinking my family, my kids, my wife, and my institute too. So once I thought I'll give up. Once I thought I will give up and go back. But being a mountaineer as a profession, I have learned other way out to maintain my mind.
But just when it looked like a tough task accomplished perfectly, the team leader received a wireless communication from a high-altitude Sherpa.
Hello, Summit to Camp 2, Summit to Camp 2. मैं पासंग शेरपा बोल रहा हूँ।
हाँ, summit, pass, over.
पावेल शर्मा हिलरी स्टेप पर बैठ गया है, आगे नहीं चल रहा है।
क्या हो गया पावल? हिलरी स्टेप पे क्यों बैठ गया? क्यों नहीं है नीचे उतर रहा? ओवर।
सर, उनको आफत लैंड हो गया है।
उसका रक्सैक देखो, उसका रक्सैक में एक डेक्सामेथासोन का इंजेक्शन होगा, ढूंढो, निकालो, मेरे से फिर बात करो। ओवर।
इंजेक्शन नहीं मिल रहा है सर।
उससे पूछो कहाँ रखा है।
हाँ सर, उनके टांगनी में इंजेक्शन मिल गया।
ओके, वो इंजेक्शन निकालो और फिर मैं तुमको सिखाएगा इंजेक्शन। ओवर।
The injection was found and administered with the team leader's instructions over the walkie-talkie. It was a stunned silence for about 10 minutes. And finally, the entire team heaved a great sigh of relief on hearing Pasang's voice again.
अब तेरी ठीक है सर, मेरा टेम्बा उसको लेके नीचे आ रहा है।
Well-detailed planning, rigorous training, high level of mountaineering skills and absolute physical and mental fitness, coupled with excellent management and coordination, ensured complete success of this expedition, despite inclement weather and extremely adverse conditions from time to time. On 6th June, when the team returned to HMI to a rousing welcome, it turned out to be a day of loud laughter, tight hugs and heartfelt congratulations. For all concerned, it really was a real story with a very happy ending.